What would a satisfactory response from the royal family look like to you?
It's one thing to hear us talking over a camera, and not that it would be a satisfactory response per se, but like I'd love the opportunity to give you what information we have. It's different to stare a survivor or survivor's family in the face and actually hear their stories. I'd love to share my sister's story with you.
Are you satisfied with what the United Kingdom is doing to hold those to account who have had any connection to Jeff Epstein?
Yeah. Well, first, I want to commend the King. I think he's done a fantastic job of at least acknowledging. We have yet to get that from our own President of the United States, and I understand the levity of it. He's going up against his own brother. I mean, I know that can be incredibly difficult, but that doesn't erase the fact that he had potentially committed inappropriate things with my sister in particular. But no, I mean, I don't think we are satisfied. I'm going to be honest with you. I think to Amanda's point, I think we need to open up new investigations. Former Prince Andrew, his investigation never should have been closed, especially when the files hadn't even been released yet. I mean, I think we were so blown away, like the UK was doing so much, but then all of a sudden, the Metropolitan Police are now closing this case as if it's a closed shut case. And it felt like they were just checking a box, So we need to have more investigations opened, and I think Peter Mandelson needs to answer some real serious questions. I mean, if it is found that he accepted any sort of monetary gain and shared secret government information, I mean, that's a crime punishable by life. That's a very, very serious punishment in the UK, and I think he should be held to the highest standard, especially with what, with his position of power. If you abuse that in any way, shape, or form, whether it was through sex trafficking or sharing secret information from your own government, like that's a serious crime, and we should hold these people to account.
And how do you compare the way it's being handled in the United Kingdom with the way it's being handled in the United States?
I mean, far and beyond. The UK is absolutely setting and paving the way here. The hard part with it is that there still isn't enough being done, right? So, I mean, we caveat with that, but I do think we are getting a form of social justice. We've seen the UK people really step up in this and, hold a member of the royal family feet to the fire. We're holding Peter Mandelson's feet to the fire now. Like, we have yet to do that here to any of our politicians or people of power. And let me remind people, like Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted of sex trafficking minors. Mm-hmm. Who did she sex traffic those minors to? It's a fair question to ask, right? So, it had to be to somebody if you're being convicted of it. So, like, who are these people and why are we protecting them? And I think the United States has done a very poor job. This administration is now trying to move on from it, and we can't let them do that. Mm-hmm. Socially, we need to be putting a list together of who these people are, what boards they're on, what companies they own, who they're involved with, what profits or nonprofits they support are involved in, and we do not need to be supporting these people. We need to exile them until they're willing to come forward and answer questions. We're not saying you're guilty, but we're saying you need to answer questions, and that's what we're asking for right now from our own government.
Okay. A question specifically, you touched on it, but on the royal family. This week, King Charles and Prince William have issued separate statements. It's further than they have gone before. I think you've already said it's not enough. While you commend it, it's not enough. What would a satisfactory response from the royal family look like to you?
I think true acknowledgement. I think these are really hard things to confront, especially when you're talking about a family member. I think we know that personally with Virginia and the abuse that she incurred in her life, right? These are very hard conversations to have as a family. But if we continue to allow these cycles to happen, we are complicit in the abuse. And so I think true acknowledgement from the royal family and saying that these things happened, we're with survivors and we're with you to uncover the truth about what happened. And moving forward, this royal family will not stand for these actions. This royal family will decide what our future looks like for our children, and not just our royal children, but but the people's children. And so I think that's what we're looking for them to make that strong stance and move with change, move with acknowledgement for survivors and push for accountability.
If I could ask the same question of you, Skye, what would be satisfactory as far as the royal family's response?
Yeah. I think it's one thing to hear us talking over a camera, and not that it would be a satisfactory response per se, but like I'd love the opportunity to give you what information we have. It's different to stare a survivor or survivor's family in the face and actually hear their stories. I'd love to share my sister's story with you. I'd love you to listen to it. I'd love you to read Nobody's Girl, the memoir that my sister wrote. It's deeply powerful, and quite frankly, it's a little disturbing and it's difficult. It's a difficult read, but it puts you in the mind of a survivor and what they actually go through. So a satisfactory response from the royal family is to take more action. It's to open these investigations and follow through with them. Don't just check the box. We don't need to be checking boxes. And I also think they need to be putting more pressure on our governments, right? I mean, they hold such a high esteem. I mean, the UK is so powerful. King Charles and the royal family, they're so powerful. Like, why aren't they having these conversations with President Trump? Why aren't we putting more pressure on him globally from our leaders? Like, they should be speaking out against this. And I think that, they don't need to let this go away. And they have an opportunity here. This could stain the royal family for a very long time. This could be a stain on there. Or alternatively, it could be a change. It could be a way for them moving forward to show and set a new standard for the next generation. I've got kids, I've got daughters. I mean, I challenge them to stare their own children in the face and ask, is this what you stand for? My sister was only 16 years old when she was sex trafficked by Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein to monsters, many, many monsters. Okay, so I think we have a lot of, they need to basically stare themselves in the mirror and ask what the next generation of the UK looks like and what precedent that they're going to set to their people and to the children of the United Kingdom.